function at the bottom of the screen, and we'll get started with the skipper. Katie Wu, The Athletic.
Hey, Mike, what went on with Wade, and is there any update on what happened there?
Good ball game, Katie.
I know, it was,
Yeah,
but we'll get there.
Oh, eventually, yeah. But man, yeah. Unfortunately, Wade's dealing with some elbow discomfort. It's a little tight in there, and so we tried to stay ahead of it. Clearly, it prevented him from being able to continue. He's a little dejected about it, and so are we for him. He's going to go back to St. Louis, get imaging, and we'll see what it looks like. We're optimistic, but clearly he's going to have to go get imaging, and we'll see what it looks like. Hopefully, positive news tomorrow with it.
Went into that great ball game. It was a great performance by the bullpen. That was my whole segue.
Yeah, thank you.
You were able to see so many different guys. Of course, you never want to lose your starter that early in a game, but be able to see this bullpen come in and put together a really consistent game, keep you guys in it, and then get the sweep, that has to be huge.
Oh, man, huge. What a team effort today. Gosh darn, what heart. And, pretty much everybody participated in this one and touched this one. If she'll feel good about getting the last one here on a tough turnaround with a really smoking hot day, and the guys really answered the bell, and bullpen was outstanding. McFarland comes in, gets the top of the order, gets the ground ball. Miller, 3 strikeouts on his slider. Moran got the 1 swing, but man, good job. Garcia was super effective, 10 pitches, went through the part of that order that he needed to take down. And then we just, went from there with, Cabby came in, was really good, and then did a nice job to get a couple outs in the 7th as well. 5 up, 5 down. Good curveball today from Cabby, landing it for strikes. That was important for him. And then, Gio, we knew he was a little fresher. Haven't had 4 days off, so he finished the 7th, and then, made pitches, did Gio stuff. Made pitches, had some traffic out there, but made a lot of big pitches to wrap up the 7th and get the 8th. And then Alex, got through the 9th and did a nice job for a nice team win.
When looking at Gio specifically, there's something to be said about his way to limit that traffic and ultimately be able to get there without any major damage.
Yeah, guys are putting some tough at-bats on him, and, guys can get a little sidetracked, but Gio just makes his pitches. He's got 2 great weapons, and stay in attack mode and still use his heater and his slider to get it done, and, it's a compliment to him for his way he competes.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Derek Gold, St. Louis Post-Dispatch.
Mike, you ran through what the bullpen provided today. Also, almost half your runs came off the bench.
Yep.
After you had to kind of go to them a little earlier than planned. Just an example of their preparation, of maybe how those guys are learning that role and improving in it as the season goes along.
Combination, definitely prepared, definitely learning, being used enough to stay fresh, I believe, taking advantage of the opportunity, expecting to play, which is a big part of it. Dylan came out of the game. We could have let Newt stay in, but found out after we made the switch straight up that, Dylan had a little right wrist discomfort, which got him out of the game. And then Oni just pretty much had an at-bat in him. So, Rondon had to go in and play some left field and did a great job. Nice sliding catch in I believe it was the 5th. And then a big at-bat in the top of the 9th. 2 strike, battled his tail off, got a split. He doubled down the line, ended up scoring what turned out to be the winning run. So great job by Rondon. Obviously, Newbar, sitting there, and you got a decision to make. You got some bullpen that you still have a lot to go. You're sitting there in the top of the 4th, and but you hit for McFarland, who did a great job, as I alluded to. And man, what a great at bat by Newbar for a huge 2-run homer. And while we're thinking about thanking people, let's thank Mr. Wainwright. I went up to him in the 4th inning and walked down to him, and I said, I want to thank you for the complete game yesterday, because that allowed us to have the options we had today. So that's we talk about starters. We talk about the starters in the vacuum, but we also talk about how important it is to get those starter innings. So when you do have a blow up or something doesn't go well, you have the innings to cover it, and you're not getting drained. So Mr. Wainwright deserves an assist as well.
Did Dylan hurt his wrist on a specific moment? I know he stole a base. He had the interference call was
Interesting.
Yeah, jinx. Did he hurt himself at a point there?
He felt a little something yesterday. Nobody medically felt like it was any issue, including him. So we monitored it, flared up a little bit on him today, so we clearly got him out of there. I thought he took first inning was great, took a nice at bat, takes the bag, and then Nolan, with a big RBI double right there. Hats off to the guys like Nolan and Goldie, Paulie. These guys are grinding their butts off. Harrison, they showed up and got after today. So a lot of respect for that group. They're, that's why they're winning players. But Nolan, Goldie, Eddie, Paulie, Harrison, they're getting after it, man. A lot of respect.
Just to get the timing down, so Dylan, you hadn't made the call on Dylan. He was being checked out, and then Miller's on the mound. So he's.
Yeah, I didn't know he was to the point where he'd been removed. Otherwise, we'd have just left Lars in the game and put the pitcher in one spot. But make the move, and then next thing they know that Dylan's got to come out. So I went to field and then made the change and kidded with him. I was like, "You really did not see me give you the straight in sign." He just laughed. So no, at that point it is what it is. Timing's everything. It was a little late. We had to think on the fly a little bit more than usual today, but that's what we do, and the guys did a great job.
What's your level of concern with Dylan?
He's going to get an MRI tomorrow, so there's any time the guy's getting imaging, there's concern.
And was there an event with LeBlanc that I had to bring it up, but was there something?
Yeah, no, it's fine to bring it up. Obviously, I'll talk about it. No, there wasn't necessarily an event. Just started to feel like a little, like I say, tightness, a little something in his elbow, and it's something that I think he's dealt with a little bit in the past, and he felt it and communicated it, and we got on top of it, and hopefully got completely on top of it.
Last thing I want to ask is just how unflappable. We touched on what Gio did there, but Alex also pitches around an error in the home run and still brings it home, walking the tightrope there. Just how they were unbothered at times by things they could have gone upside down.
Yeah, it's a great trait. I've alluded to it from Waino. He's a great example of it. Gio has it. I believe Cabby's getting there. And Alex is gotten there for the most part. It's no guarantee. You get in high leverage situations and things don't go very well. There's one or two ways people are typically going to go. They're either going to get on their heels and get a little antsy and run a little bit from the moment, or they're going to not make the situation bigger than it is, trust what they do, and bear down. Bear down doesn't mean, tense. It just means improve their focus and trust themselves and be able to make quality pitches or take a quality at bat, whatever side of the ball you're on. So it's a trait that you can't quantify. It's a trait that you live with in a dugout. It's traits that you can learn a little bit. Some guys have it more innately. It gets developed a little bit. It's hard to do it in the big leagues, but it doesn't show up on a spreadsheet, I can tell you that.
Rob Raines, STL Sports Page.
Hey, Mike, just to be clear, you said Wade is coming back to St. Louis to get imaging, but is Dylan going with you to Kansas City?
Dylan's going with us.
There?
Yes, sir. Dylan's going with us.
Right. Yes.
Correct, yes. Dylan's going with us, and Wade's going back to St. Louis.
Okay, and the other thing is, I know it's not a huge milestone, but 2 games over 500 for the first time since June 16th. It's a step in the right direction.
Darn right. We've been fighting, scratching, clawing. We've won series, and we've keep playing good, solid baseball, and it's nice to be rewarded for it. Get on that plus side of the ledger, and now it's time to not look back, move forward still.
Derek, back to you.
Yeah, real quick, Mike, was it the explanation on the interference call then that it was a continuation of the play? Is that sort of what they were?
It was a backswing. Yeah,
that's what I mean.
Yeah, so and it's interesting because I went out and, this crew's really good, and Fielding's I always love working with Field, and he does a great job and runs a good crew. And so, and I think they got the call right. it's just been interesting because I said, never really seen it in that regard. You see it in a throw to second base, but I've never seen it on a play outside of that, like a catcher making that play. And, I think they got it right. And then Fielding said, I've never seen it. I've never called it, seen it. And then I got to the bench, and me and Wayno and Lester were talking about it, and they're like, never seen it. And then talking to Yachty, he's like, man, I've never seen that. And again, just one of those things that, you show up at the ballpark and you find something that you've never seen before. And again, I think they got it right, but it was an unusual play.
Thank you, Mike. That was a safe trip.
Oh, well,
Rob,
thank
did
you
have
too.
one more? All right. thank you.
One last thing. A really nice nuanced play in that game today that helped us win a baseball game was Tommy Edman on first and third on Kisner's chopper. Him getting a good secondary and really fighting to get to second base, forced them to not have the opportunity to step on the bag and throw over for a double play that ends the inning. And that scored a run. That was a really good, baseball play that I didn't want to get overlooked. So thank you.
All right, we'll see you in Kansas City.